For the past few months, I've been unhealthily obsessed with the game Monopoly Go. It is literally the first thing I do when I wake up and the last thing I do before I go to bed. Every single time I'm at work, if I have like a free 30 seconds, I will pull up my phone and start playing Monopoly Go. It is an issue, and I'm kind of embarrassed to be saying that out loud. I honestly don't even know why I play it so much because I don't think I like it. Like, I find myself getting frustrated more than I actually am having fun. And the fact that this is a thing that actually exists kind of makes me more mad. If you're thinking about downloading this game, like, at all, just don't do it. It's not even worth it. However, it did give me the idea to make this YouTube video, so you know what, we'll give it some grace. When I was younger, I spent a good chunk of my early childhood playing various games on the computer, mostly CD ROM games. The games were cheap, easy, and fun, and the ones that my parents bought me were actually educational, so I actually found myself learning quite a bit from some of these games. Throughout the late 90s and early 2000s, General Mills would include various CD ROM games in their cereal boxes.
Introducing a whole new collection of free full-version CD-ROMs, including great games like Monopoly, Sorry, Tonka Raceway, and more. One free inside specially marked boxes, 6 CDs in all.
While these were a bit before my time, I really don't have any memory of getting a CD-ROM in my cereal box. My parents did collect quite a few of them and save them for when my little sister and I were old enough to play them. General Mills had quite the variety of genres of games. For whatever reason, my personal favorite ones were the board games. There was something about playing a virtual version of a game that I didn't fully understand as a kid that really was enticing to me. I don't fully get it, but I thought it'd be fun to cover specifically some of my favorite General Mills board game CD-ROMs. I really don't think Monopoly needs an introduction. Everyone has at least either owned or played a version of this game at some point in their childhood. I personally don't even remember being like a huge fan of Monopoly even when I was younger, but I still played it a lot growing up. In my early elementary school years, my sister and I would often play Monopoly Junior, which is pretty much just a simplified version of Monopoly, but with like a carnival theme, at least the version that we had growing up.
Nobody's too young to play the Monopoly game.
Yeah, there's a Monopoly Junior game for kids just like you. It's all about a trip to the amusement park. You get to buy and sell like Monopoly. You can get rich.
Like Monopoly, the Monopoly Junior game, specially designed for your kids 5 to 8.
However, my preferred way to play Monopoly Junior as a kid was to play the 1999 CD-ROM version. In prep for this video, I did want to play Monopoly Junior just as a refresher, so I went to archive.org, downloaded the game, and then tried opening it before realizing that they only had the Windows version of the game. I have a Mac, everything I own is Apple, and I know people are going to give me a hard time for that, but look, when it comes to editing videos, and also with having an iPhone, it's just easier to have a Mac, and I will never trade my Mac for any Windows computer. So now I have all the files of this game on my computer except for an actual way to play it. On the bright side, it did give me access to the music and sound effects, so you better believe I'm gonna have fun with those in this video. What's going on here? What the hell? Oh, that's interesting. This one? Perfect transition music right there. I'm gonna be using that to death. So when you start up the game, you get these ominous sounding footsteps and Mr. Monopoly introduces himself.
Welcome to Monopoly Junior. I'm your host, Mr. Monopoly.
Choosing multiplayer will prompt mini-games when stopping on the landmarks, while single player allows you to select any of the mini-games on the board to play at any time. I remember most of the time I would just load up the disc, play a few mini-games, then close the game. I really did not care about the actual board game whatsoever. So the mini-games included the following. There was golfing, helicopter, stealing money bags from the back of ships, haunted house, which is one of my personal favorites, where you vacuum up ghosts in the haunted house. There was duck catching. I just love the silly noises these ducks make when you catch them. Plus, look how ridiculous they look. There was bumper cars, where you pop balloons by running over them, and the balloon popping was pretty satisfying. I can't stand these kids though. You have the merry-go-round, which is basically Frogger, but you're playing as a kid avoiding the carousel horses. You had the Ferris wheel game, where you fixed pipes from the Ferris wheel to get it to work again. And honestly, I'm not gonna lie, for the longest time, I really did think this is how Ferris wheels actually worked. And then you have the worst game of all, the roller coaster one. I hated this game. It's so stupid and so pointless. The game is really simple. All you have to do is time the shutter correctly so you can get a picture of Mr. Monopoly's niece and nephew on the roller coaster. But as a kid, I could never get it right. And even when you do get it right, it's not even like rewarding.
Just right, well done. Sandy and Andy stopped right by the camera, and you got a great picture.
Never in my life have I played something more stupid and pointless. Overall though, I will say this game is absolutely filled with personality. It's got such fun art, such fun music, bright colors. I love the silly little sound effects and jingles that they have all throughout the game. It's just so charming. And am I blinded by nostalgia? Probably, but I would play it again if I had access to it. Another game that I played a ton as a kid is Chutes and Ladders. I really didn't care much for the board game, but there was something about the CD ROM that held my attention when I was a kid. The first thing you get when you boot up the game is a stupidly catchy song. And I'm not kidding, this song actually played on loop in my head as I was writing the script for this video.
Chutes and ladders, chutes and ladders, chutes and ladders all the time.
Welcome to Chutes and Ladders.
Are you playing alone or with friends?
When you boot up the game, you're asked if you're playing single or multiplayer. After creating your character, you get to choose between 3 different boards. You get the classic park, the zoo, and the circus. The classic park one is honestly the least interesting one of them all. Picture a Chutes and Ladders game board, that's literally what you get. The zoo and the circus boards, however, those are the 2 that I found myself playing the most as a kid. Again, I mostly played them for the mini game, but the funniest parts to look back on are the do's and don'ts for how to behave in those places. Some of them are pretty straightforward.
Do help smaller kids to the water fountain. Don't throw your gum on the ground.
But others...
Do straighten the contortionist.
Do untie the snake.
Yeah, no, let's not touch the snake at all. The minigames in this game are absolutely adorable. I was terrible at the elephant catch game, which I think is funny because I played this game before I started school, and once I hit elementary school, I was terrible at every game that we played in gym class as well. I guess that was kind of like a heads up for what I was going to be dealing with for the rest of my life. Also, look how adorable these penguins are. The penguin matching game is so cute. Like, the art in this game is just adorable. I love it. Look at the animals. That's so cute. There was a fun little tide pool treasure hunt game where you basically found the treasure in the tide pool. There was a cute little monkey maze where you reunited the baby with the mom. And the bird cage lets you feed Toucan Sam. When watching the gameplay footage of the zoo and the circus, I was kind of disappointed to find out the minigames were exactly the same, just themed differently, which I guess as a kid that really wasn't an issue for me because I could have sworn the games on each board were different. Overall, super cute game. I think Monopoly Junior did age a little bit better though, but yeah, overall they are just products of their time. Like, I would not sit a kid down now and have them play CD ROM games from the 90s, obviously, but they are just fun little memories to look back on. So yeah, that's the end of this short video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and if you liked this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I talk about weird and obscure nostalgic media, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!